Yep, this is going to be that movie that everybody completely disagrees with me on. Awesome. Hey everyone, and welcome to KM Reviews. I am Niddleman. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and you'll get updated movie reviews every single week. This time I saw The Blair Witch, which is the third movie in the Blair Witch franchise, even though the second movie people kind of try to forget about because it sucked so bad. This movie is basically about a brother of one of the characters from the first movie that went missing, going back to the woods, trying to figure out what happened, trying to get his answers about what happened to his sister. Is she still out there? And I can tell you this, I hated this movie. Fuck! Everybody is reviewing this movie if it's the next best thing to sliced bread, and I can't understand why the fuck people are loving this movie when it's so freaking terrible. Look, originally this movie was titled The Woods, and at Comic-Con this year, they announced, wait, it's not actually called The Woods, it's the third Blair Witch movie, and people lost their minds, which I don't understand why. Was anybody really looking forward to the third Blair Witch movie? I wasn't, although I will give credit where credit is due. The trailers were pretty freaky, and they were pretty cool looking. After I saw the trailers, I was like, alright, maybe I'll give this a shot. I did not go into this movie wanting to hate it by any means. I actually really loved the first one. I didn't like the second one, but the trailer it made me want to see this one, so I was excited. But about 20 minutes into the movie, I realized this was not going to be a good movie for many reasons. First of all, what I loved about the first movie is that it was all on one home videotape. It's almost like you were there experiencing it with the characters. It's almost like if you cut off the credits and stuff, and you showed it to somebody, they'd be like, holy fuck, this tape's fucking scary. This movie, though, they have so many different cameras in it. They have, like, their normal HD cameras. There's another character that has, like, the old-style video camera. They got, like, a drone camera. They got things that they're setting on trees. And it was just very mind-boggling because if you cut the credits off of this one, it's not going to look like, oh, I found this home footage, because someone would have had to edit together about 50 different cameras of different qualities and add like subtle sound effects and things like that. And it just didn't give you that vibe of like, oh, this is real footage. Even though the first one, you know it's a movie, it feels like it's found footage. This movie does not feel like found footage, and the camera work is so shitty that it's like hard to comprehend what's even going on half the time. And it bugged the shit out of me. The camera work took me out of the movie so much because you'd have these two characters talking to each other and it would flip back and forth, but neither of them are holding a camera. So I'm thinking, who the hell is holding the camera? Where is this footage coming from? And then I realized they have these cameras like in their ears kind of, but they didn't really explain that very much because throughout the movie they never have to like charge anything. So apparently they have batteries that last for fucking forever for all these devices they have. It was weird. But the biggest issue I had with this movie is that it is not scary. It is reactionary. By that, what do I mean? They have the false jump scares where someone is out there in the woods looking for somebody. They're calling their name over and over again. And then what happens? Someone jumps out. Hey guys, I know you were looking for me and I was really quiet, but I just decided to hop in at the last second to freak you out. And this doesn't happen just like one time. This happens numerous times over and over again because the movie is very repetitive. Someone goes missing. They would go out calling their names. They jump out of nowhere to freak you out. A twig breaks. Everyone screams and runs and you see camera work going all over the fucking place. You don't know what's going on. And then rinse and repeat. The other issue is that in the first movie, part of what was scary about it is that you never see the Blair Witch. The ending is really kind of weird and mysterious and confusing. They don't really explain anything. And that non-explanation is what's kind of scary about it. This movie, it's almost like they're trying to kind of explain stuff and they try to show things more than the first movie, but that makes it less scary because what you see is nothing new or intriguing that you haven't seen a million other times, and it's a letdown, and it's just kind of like, that's not scary. Also, the acting in this movie is just atrocious. I didn't buy any of these characters as real people, whereas the first movie, it felt like a real group of friends going through some weird shit. This movie just felt like actors with bad camera work. Now, I won't give away what the scenes are, but there actually were a couple of freaky scenes. I will say that. There are a couple of interesting things that happen that didn't happen in the first movie, especially at the very end of the movie, and it kind of made it... It did kind of make me interested to see another one if they go more in depth with explaining the lore to the movie, But at the same time, the movie was just so bad, I don't know if I want to sit through another one of these. And look, I could complain about a lot of the different scenes in this movie. Ultimately, there was only a couple scenes I found even somewhat interesting, and the rest of it was just a letdown. It wasn't scary. So this movie gave me blue balls. I just did not get what I wanted out of it. So guys, are you hopping on the hype train like everyone else, thinking this is the next best thing in the world? Or do you agree with me and think this movie is way overhyped and it's not that good? Let me know and comment below. Also remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Niddleman. And if you want to stay tuned for more movie reviews, click right after this. Go.